there's another one I just wanted to tell you that has a good commentary. Oh, I don't know. I'll get to it later. But
okay.
Yeah. Oh, Green Room. Green Room has a very good commentary.
Okay.
Jeremy Saulnier.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about snowmobiles here soon, but I just want to bring up a couple more things before we talk about this film or finish this film. So the bazookas,
which I think were like Nerf gun launchers painted black.
They are very expensive though, and they might be alien.
They definitely are Ridley Scott inspired. I honestly think it's a Nerf gun with the top part of an old overhead projector glued onto the top of it.
Yeah, I think so. And they're easy. They're so lightweight and easy to use that Stacy Keach can blow up Bruce Campbell from a fair distance away.
Right.
This isn't in the Army now where you can shoot it backwards.
or in Commando when you can shoot them backwards. Same gag.
This is same gag. I should do the best ill-shot grenade rounds.
That's amazing.
All right, but yeah, I mean, so these bazookas, they blow up the FBI guy. Like, there's real helicopters in this movie too, and they wreck cars. So they
do wreck.
They have helicopter shots.
But I'll say this about the wreck cars. When I was 9 years old, my dad took me to Thunder Bay to go watch the monster truck rally. And we always had older cars. My dad was a money saver. And he was a mechanic, so he could always keep old cars going along. And he drove to the gate to go park, and then the guy said, no, the cars to be crushed are over at the other gate. So they just assume when they saw our car that, but you could, if you wanted your car to be part of the show, bring it and donate it to be crushed by the monster truck. So you could say, okay, like I was going to get rid of that car anyways, and it got to be part of the show. I think that's kind of the same thing here. If you want your car to be on screen, we'll wreck it for you, is how I think they got cars for these car wrecks.
Got it. Oh, absolutely. They towed those cars there.
Oh, for sure.
At least they set up a scene where they hit cars.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like there was some production value there.
They put a rocket launcher in Stacy Keach's hands. They blew up Stacy Keach. I have
in my notes, how in the hell did Stacy Keach get to be the hero of this movie?
And he just takes the gun from the guy, then the two run away.
Yeah, but like in this movie, all Stacy Keach does is say, "No, that boy you like is no good.
Ski bum Matt.
We don't marry people like us. Don't marry people like that."
Yep. Give me another gimlet.
He's only a bad guy, and then he disarms two guys by talking them down and stealing a gun to a cheering round of applause.
The director's family.
They almost leave with him on their shoulders when they exit the restaurant. And the next thing in this moment between a standoff between our villain and our hero, it's like having Lex Luthor and Superman have a stare down and then Perry White kill Lex Luthor.
Yep. Sean Astin does not do anything heroic in this movie.
So here's my, you know the theory about Indiana Jones, where if he wasn't in the movie, the same thing would have happened.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening here. If Sean Astin wasn't in this movie, the same thing would have happened. Because
that woman never would have heard the conversation with Ski Bum Matt, and then he never would have put her on the thing with the bomb. Right?
Exactly.
That bomb wouldn't have done much, because then Ski Bum Matt would have been around, and then there's that park ranger out there who actually succeeds in a snowmobile chase.
Yeah, he's the real hero. Him and Cliff.
Yep, Cliff. Yeah, and they defeated Josh.
I think the wrong guy's on the cover of this movie.
All right, so please, all right, we gotta we gotta talk about snowmobiles real quick, but just please tell me your thoughts about Sean Astin being slammed again.
So, I generally feel bad for him because that's not the job he signed up for. At the end of the day, right? Like, I've done jobs when I was in high school or whatever, and someone's like, "Oh, come mow my lawn," and then you go mow their lawn, and like, "Oh, what I meant by mow my lawn was we're going to bale hay all day." And you're like, okay, this wasn't what I was told the job was. If you want me to come bale hay, tell me that, but don't say I'm going to come to cut your lawn. And I feel like that's the same thing. We're going to put you in a movie, you're going to act, and all of a sudden you're a stunt man. And I don't think he signed up for that.
Yeah. I think we nailed up this movie pretty good. Do you want to get into my favorite snowmobile scenes right now?
I want nothing more to get into your favorite snowmobile scenes.
All right, so you know me, man. I do my data, and so I originally wrote a post about jet skis. Everyone loved it, and for 4 years, people were like, write a snowmobile scene, and
Right.
I wasn't too sure about it because I felt like it was too close to jet skis. But just so many people kept asking me, I'm like, I'm kind of a jerk if I don't do it. So
You know why snowmobiles are better than jet skis, right?
well, there's actual danger. If you wipe out on a jet ski, you're gonna flop on the water. So I wrote on snowmobiles. My uncle took me out on the farm in Iowa, and I don't know why, but instead of grabbing around on his waist, I grabbed around the bars on the back, and he
Right.
took off just like a rocket. And my hand,
It's 100% torque.
I almost fell off. I was frightened for my life. We were in ditches because there wasn't snow everywhere. You know, manholes, holes could have been anywhere. We're going about 40, 50. I don't even know if I had a helmet on. Terrifying. So when when I've been on jet skis, I just want to take a nap. I think I would get into an accident because I fall asleep and get bored. I would probably injure myself getting off of a jet ski onto the pier.
Right. But jet skis go on water, and snowmobiles go on snow, and they can go on water. Did you know this?
No, they can actually go. Oh wow.
Yeah. There's guys who do it as like a challenge. If you get going fast enough, a snowmobile will go across water, and so they'll take half frozen lakes, and they'll have races across them.
Maniacs.
And if you don't pin it all the way, your snowmobile will sink to the bottom of the lake.
Sounds terrifying.
It is. There's a bunch on YouTube. You should check it out.
All right. Well, but there's danger there.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I mean, you can blow up and you could wipe out, and I picked my favorites. All right. So I found 19 movies, and I'm going to read them out to you real quick. Die Hard 2, Snow Day, True Lies, A View to a Kill, Living Daylights, Triple X, The World Is Not Enough, Babylon AD, Inception, The Fate of the Furious, Jackie Chan's First Strike, Die Another Day, Agent Cody Banks, Johnny English Reborn, The Santa Claus 2, Fred Claus, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings, Braven, Lederhosen and Zombies, Deadfall, 22 July. Plus this movie as well, and then there's one with Goldberg where he plays Santa. But the only movies,
Santa Sleigh.
Yeah, Santa Sleigh. But the only ones I could
My buddy was in that movie.
That's awesome. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. But I could only use movies with Rotten Tomato scores or tomato meter scores and box office to compare them to the jet ski. I love the Die Hard 2 snowmobile chase, but it's not my favorite because it's too much like a snowmobile chase.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of on the nose.
I mean, except for the jump at the end, but then the snowmobile blows up. I mean, they're basically just going on a flat surface and shooting at each other. It's too believable. Like,
Right.
it's of all the grounded things in Die Hard 2, that's one of them. The only one of them that Rennie Harlan did.
I do want to say I think you missed one.
Which one?
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin has a snowmobile chase?
Well, it's got Batgirl rides a Batgirl snowmobile
Holy
when they're
crap.
going to get Mr. Freeze at the end.
Holy crap. All right, well, I got to change my data. That's amazing. That is amazing. No, I'm not angry. I'm going to look this up as soon as we get off. So
I only know that because I remember I got the toy for Christmas that year.
No, wait. Does she engage in action on it, or does she just ride it?
She rides it next to Batman and Robin as they're coming to get, and then I think they jump off of it onto the big cliff.
Oh, because like Wind River has snowmobiles, but he just cruises around on it.
Yeah, it's not it's not an actual chase.
Yeah, because I looked up. I really tried to research everything. And if I just saw like I like, you know, people are like, where's Wind River? I'm like, no, it's just like a nice, he just rides around on it. So I want to tell you my top two, because Santa Claus 2, they just use it to wrap somebody up. Johnny English Reborn, he uses it to jump on a gondola. Fred Claus, they just ride at each other. Wrong Turn Floor, if some women's are on it, they get decapitated, which, you know, whatever. But so my favorites,
whatever.
Yeah, my favorites though, are in The World Is Not Enough. With those parachuting, they're kind of hybrids. They're like hybrid snowmobiles they're flying, but then they land, and then it's like a snowmobile chase. But I mean, during this thing, like they're kind of unwieldy, right? But there's this awesome part where Pierce Brosnan thinks he like ditches one of them. The thing flies off the cliff, and in every other Bond movie, you think that this thing's gonna blow up, but the parachute goes off, and then the thing keeps going. And then later on, there's a huge explosion from one of the jet skis because he flies two of them into each other. And then he's really cool about it, but then an avalanche falls and he gets sucked down into like a pit. So this movie, you know, one of them hits a tree and explodes. I feel like it just showed, you know, a hyper reality of snowmobiles, but it also showcased the danger. It also had some good gags. Like Pierce Brosnan's like, see you back at the lodge. And then the thing uses its parachute to fly away. So there's funny bits. There's misdirection. And I just love the how dangerous it is. right? I just think it's a good, like, he acts all cool, but then he gets sucked up in an avalanche. Like, it's pretty kind of, it's a well-made scene. The next one.
It's a good James Bond scene.
Absolutely. And then, you look at movies like Die Another Day, a snowmobile just hits the back of an invisible car. And then you have The Living Daylights, where there's like a cello outrunning them. And then there's A View to a Kill, where the snowmobile is so slow that Roger Moore just jumps off of it. Like that you can't.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think in A View to a Kill, they're actually using something called a snow bug.
Yeah, I mean,
which has a single front ski as opposed to two skis. It's
incredibly slow and very unwieldy, and it doesn't represent snowmobiles too well. So I was like, you know what? This doesn't do it. True Lies and Inception, it's just more about them like looking cool while shooting snowmobilers. So I didn't add that. Also with The Fate of the Furious. So there's a scene in The Fate of the Furious where Tyrese knocks a guy off a snowmobile, then kills 3 guys on snowmobiles coming towards him. They don't showcase snowmobiles at all in that movie too well. Babylon has like a Babylon ID with Vin Diesel. Another one with him has a fancy jump. But the second one, this sounds crazy, is Snow Day, because
nice.
So there's 2 jet skis. There's 2 snowmobiles chasing this kid, and one of them, for some reason, hits a ramp that's in front of a snowman and almost kills a guy, and then destroys the massive snowman. But they built a ramp, so for us to believe this, the guy making the snowman built a ramp first,
right,
and then turned around and built the snowman. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to hit it with a snowmobile, and they wrecked it for him.
Could be.
I mean, that's the best logic. And then the next one, these 2 kids are falling. One kid gets knocked off. He gets clotheslined by a tree branch. That could happen on a snowmobile. And then the other kid drives into a soccer net and wipes out. So it's a really nice, PG-rated chase, but it showcases everything that can go wrong on snowmobiles.
And there's no snowmobile explosions.
Yeah. I mean...
So snowmobile explosions take me right out of the experience, because I've been, like, my whole life, I've had snowmobiles and been driving snowmobiles. We actually, as kids, had something called the Kitty Cat, which is made by Arctic. Mine was a 1977 Kitty Cat, and actually my son drives it now. But it's like a small 20cc version of a snowmobile. And so my dad used to tie it with like a 3-foot rope to the front of his snowmobile. And then we would like go driving on trails, and I'd be in front of him, kind of like on a leash going around, or he'd like put a peg in the middle of we had a second lot, and we would just drive in circles all day tied to a rope on this thing. But I had a 1984 Polaris Star when I was, I think 12. I was driving it, and we were going deep snow, and we were actually out moose hunting. That's my life. And there was a frozen log under the snow I did not see.
Oh.
And I hit that thing going full speed, and nothing exploded. There was just this abrupt stop, and just like boom. I caved the whole undercarriage of the snowmobile in the front, like under the engine. And it was only like a month old. My dad had just bought it.
Oh no.
And it was a nice light machine for his kids to drive. And he was pretty angry when that happened. But again, you don't know what's under the snow, right?
Yeah.
And so we just pulled it out, and we took a hammer and an axe, and we just kind of like boop, 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 put it back out to where it was. But in a movie that would have just exploded and I would have been gone. But that's not the way. Snowmobiles are designed to take front impact and not explode.
So many snowmobiles explode in movies. I love it.
Right.
All right. And then, you know what the best monologuing or talking to yourself on a snowmobile is? Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
Damian Lewis is talking to himself. That's pretty good.
That's the Stephen King movie, right?
Yeah, with the big eyebrows on Morgan Freeman and the butt monsters.
I think they're called shitweevils.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what a bananas movie that was.
Yeah.
And that was set in the same town as it, right?
Yeah, and this movie.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, but that movie had a cast, though, dude. Thomas Jane, Timothy Olyphant, Damian Lewis, Jason Lee, Morgan Freeman, Tom Sizemore. I
am a huge Olyphant fan.
Huge. The crazies.
All I want in my life is more Olyphant.
Yeah, I got more Olyphant. No, I got a fever. No,
like Justified?
Great.
Brilliant.
It's like, I like Walty Goggins too, man. Yeah. I wrote a top 10 villains list, and then he's 8, 9, and 10 for 2018.
Well, Scoggins is brilliant.
Dude, him and Oliphant were the best. Justified was a perfect show.
So when I describe Justified to people, I say there's lawmen